Hi, today we're going to continue our review series of SSDs, and this time around we're going to take a look at the LaCie Rugged SSD Pro. So let's see what you can do. Over to you, Mitch.
Thanks, Ido. Several weeks ago, LaCie introduced a number of new portable storage solutions, including the Rugged SSD, the Rugged SSD Pro, and Rugged BOSS SSD drives. This will be our second review in this series, where we will look at the fastest of the three drives, the LaCie Rugged SSD Pro. A few weeks ago, we published what was apparently the first ever video review of the new LaCie Rugged SSD NVMe version. In the meantime, we also received the LaCie Rugged BOSS SSD, review coming soon. However, this review is all about the Rugged Pro version. On paper, the new LaCie Rugged SSD Pro is the most impressive portable SSD unit LaCie has in its line, with an official rated speed of up to 2,800 megabytes per second using a Thunderbolt 3 connection. That is almost 3 times the speed of the LaCie Rugged SSD that we tested, which until now was the fastest drive we have ever reviewed here on the site. Both drives use the NVMe technology to produce ultra-fast transfer speeds. However, the Pro version also uses Thunderbolt 3 technology, which is significantly faster than the USB-C 3.1 used in the non-Pro drive. The Rugged SSD Pro is identical in its external design to the non-Pro version. The drive is small, about 10 centimeters, 4 inches by 6 centimeters, just over 2 inches, much smaller than the mechanical rugged drives, and even smaller than the LaCie portable SSD that we've tested. Unlike some of the older rugged drives, this one has no connected cable, and instead it comes with a single Thunderbolt 3 to Thunderbolt 3 cable, measuring about 20 centimeters, 8 inches long. It would have been nice to get a 50 centimeter or even 1 meter cable for those who use a desktop, but at least it isn't as short as the cables you get with the non-Pro version. Also note that you don't get a USB-C to USB-A cable with this drive, and it actually makes sense since this drive has no advantage when used with non-Thunderbolt 3 devices. The unit has an Ip67 rating for extreme dust and water resistance, 3-meter drop, and 2-ton car crush resistance, as well as Seagate secure self-encrypting technology for project confidentiality and 5-year limited warranty, plus a rescue data recovery services plan similar to the non-Pro version. If we thought that the Rugged SSD performance was impressive, then the Pro version turned out to be a huge leap forward, at least in one aspect, as we will see in a moment. We performed 2 types of tests on our studio computer, a synthetic test using the newly released and updated Crystal Disk Mark 7 software, and a real-world test where we transferred over 6.5 gigabytes of video files and stills to the drive and back, using our own newly developed Java code. The Crystal Disk Mark scores are truly impressive, and certainly the best that we have seen on any external drive that we have tested so far, with over 3,030 megabytes per second read and over 1,215 megabytes per second write. The write speed did take us by surprise, as they are fast, but still about a third of the read speed. However, as we will see, they are in line with the real-world tests that we ran. As noted, for our real-world test results, we used a new Java program that was recently written especially for us by a programmer. It isn't something too special or complex, it was simply designed to measure the actual file copy time to a location and back. We ran the test several times, and since this whole thing is new, we also ran manual control tests several times to check that we are getting genuine results. The average scores that we got with all these tests were around 2,100 megabytes per second from the drive to the computer and around 750 megabytes per second from the computer to the drive. All these tests were done using the original Thunderbolt 3 cable directly connected to our motherboard and reading and writing to the internal computer Samsung 970 NVMe SSD. Looking at these results, we have to say that if your main goal is to write data to the drive, its speed is not that much faster than the LaCie Rugged SSD that we tested. It might have about 100 megabytes per second or so of advantage, but if most of your work is reading files or transferring files from the drive to the computer, and you have a fast SSD NVMe on your machine, then the Rugged SSD Pro is a fantastic option. The LaCie Rugged SSD Pro NVMe is hands down the fastest external drive that we tested to date. The read speed coming from this drive is just phenomenal. Yes, there are other drives in its class on the market, but most are either more expensive or don't provide the same level of ruggedness and warranty. On the downside, the write speed of this drive is, at least from our testings, just a bit faster than the less expensive non-Pro version, which might not justify the extra cost for some users. Talking about price, besides the write speed, the only thing that you need to consider here is price. Currently selling on Amazon for just under $415 for the 1TB version, there are also 2TB but no 500GB version of this drive. It is over $100 more expensive than the non-Pro version, which is also a fantastic performer, although it doesn't come close when it comes to read speed. Back to you, Ido.
So that was our look at the LaCie Rugged SSD Pro. You can check out the full review with all 5 test results on LensVid.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to find more videos just like this. See you next time.